Hi, Practicum. We're in week 12 with middle of November, November 18th to 22nd. And just a quick run through of the schedule. On Monday, we will be having a sustainability, all statewide sustainability conference coming out here through the UW system. And Lindsay, and Karen are going to be working with them. So we're going to start our morning out here at 9:30, and we will have a tour that Shayna and Lindsay and Karen will assist with leading. Basically just a tour of SWES about sustainability efforts. We have Karen doing a nature study program for the first and second graders at 11:15, and then they will go into, you'll get a chance to go into doing that, participating in the actual conference until 3:30, and then at 3:30 you'll be leading another hike just with all the students that are out for part of the conference until about 4:30. Shannon will take the lead on that, but she will need some assistance with that. I will talk about charter school programs in just a moment. Tuesday, we have a professional development day, we could say, where all the Practicum students plus Emily and Matt are going to meet me at the library at 9 o'clock. And at the main doors of the library, main entrance, we're going to head upstairs and meet with somebody who's going to take us through the grant writing process in the grants library and how to research grants and how to find grants. And part of the project day will include working in teams and actually getting started on a proposal for a grant that SWES or the charter school could put together. And maybe you'll get a chance to work on a grant and we'll follow through with it. So that'll be a nice day. Bring a bag lunch for that day too. We'll be meeting on campus. At that same day, Jordan will be expected to do a nature study program for the 3rd through 5th graders. Wednesday, there will not be any Practicum students out here, but Shayna will do a nature study program for the 1st and 2nd graders. And then Thursday, we'll be having all the majors coming out at 9:30. We will have a sort of professional development day where we're going to go over our summer camp budget, talk a little bit about budgets, how it's developed, how we do staffing. In the morning. We'll also have an opportunity for some roundtable discussion, so I'm expecting that you submit me 2 questions that you have about anything about my job, Scott's job, responsibilities, anything that you still have a question about. Submit those to me via email by Tuesday, and then we'll have a chance to answer those questions on Thursday. But please make sure you email them to me by Tuesday at noon. We'll also, in the afternoon, be going through some interview questions. So what types of interview questions does SWES use? Why do we use those questions? What types of interview questions have you been asked that you think are good questions? We want to get through some of those, and I'm going to have you answer some questions too. So we'll put you on the spot and try to do some fun questioning with that. We'll have a hot lunch out here at SWES that day, so you do not need to pack a lunch. That'll be, just let me confirm that. That's the 21st. Yep, we have a lunch out here, so we'll definitely be able to do a lunch with everybody that day, so you don't need to pack a lunch. And then Friday, we'll be doing some nature study programs. Courtney and Megan will be. Courtney's with the kindergartners, Megan's with the 3rd through 5th graders, and we'll expect to meet out here at 9:30. So for nature study programs next week, we have the 1st and 2nd graders getting theirs on Monday and Wednesday. I would like the theme for yours to be on shelters. Just in general, what do we need in form of a shelter? And so Karen, since you're going out with the 1st graders, you may want to focus on how animals use shelter in the winter and how a human might need shelter. So that would include shelter building. I want this to follow through on Wednesday when Shayna is doing this. So more follow-up. So Karen, I want you to email with Shayna, communicate a little bit, or call her and talk about how she could follow up and do some more on shelter building with the students the following day. It might be talking a little bit more about hypothermia or temperatures and what we can use for insulation. There's some neat activities with insulation in a lesson we have called Slurp. So Shayna or Karen, you may want to use that. We're going to use the same exact theme for the older grades too. You just might need to make it a little bit more challenging and do a little bit more possibly math with them in terms of the hypothermia scale and temperatures. Definitely some good shelter building. It's going to be Jordan who is doing the first program with them, and then it is, who's doing the other one? Jordan, and Megan. So Jordan and Megan, you need to talk about who's going to do what in terms of shelter building and how we can have that cover the course of 2 days. You might even want to incorporate fire building into that. They would really enjoy that. So if Jordan focuses on shelter building the first day, Megan might focus a little bit on just building fires and the aspects of a fire, which you can learn about in our survival strategies lesson plan. And for Courtney, shelter will be the same theme for kindergarten, but this is at a very basic level. So thinking about talking a little bit about animals, how they make shelter, maybe coming up with a story that deals with shelter, a song that deals with shelter. You could hike them out to the shelter that we have out here at Suez. If Courtney's not using that, or if Megan's not using that, you could also have the kids make shelters like the size of their fist. So little baby shelters so they get some practice with that. So that's the plan for the week. Please make sure you get your questions into me on time. Lesson preps or lesson plans, they're all assigned who you're going to be sending those to, so take a look at the schedule for that. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon.